What's up, wrestling fans? Thank you for listening to the Steve and Jay Show. I am not Steve, but don't you worry your pretty little heads, because this guy sitting right over here to my right-hand side, he happens to be the Hall of Famer Steve Frazier. I'm Jason Courier, and if you're a wrestling fan like we are, please click subscribe down below and come back sometime, hang out with us. We love talking wrestling.
Wrestling.
Raw. Speaking of talking wrestling, we're going to talk about some Monday Night Raw. It is February 25th, 2019, tonight. We just got done watching Monday Night Raw. It was the big Roman comes out and makes his announcement / Ric Flair's 70th birthday episode of Monday Night Raw. The show kicked off originally with just right out the gate. They showed some highlights of Roman Reigns. It said that October 22nd, 2018 was the date that he came out and made his big announcement that he was dealing with leukemia coming back, and that he was going to have to relinquish his Universal title.
Right. And he said even, too, that he knew a couple months before that. And he said he wasn't sure if he was going to tell, be honest with everybody. And like, oh, boo.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's pretty fast, isn't it?
That's pretty fast.
Because what did we say? It was 4 months almost
4 months,
day?
Yeah.
And he said that he's known for a couple of months, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And now he's back.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that was his big announcement. He talked to the crowd a little bit. They kind of chanted, did their little thing, and gave him a lot of love, which was awesome. And he said, like you said, I kind of held on to this for a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to let this out. And then finally said that I'm in remission, y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
Y'all.
God.
Said y'all like 17,000 times.
If it was like
y'all.
If it was in like closed caption or something, all you would see is y'all.
Y'all.
He would keep talking, but all you'd see just down below is y'all.
Yeah, so Roman's back, y'all.
That's why I looked at you too. I was like, he says y'all one more time.
One more time.
One more again.
One more again. Say that one more again.
And then when he leaves, thanks y'all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. I was like,
I got y'all's love.
Got y'all, Jason, I'm done.
It was good to see him, though. He looked good. He looked like he's lost a little bit of weight.
He's masked, but he's back. Yeah. It puts a toll on your body as it is.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put extra by lifting or whatever.
I wouldn't imagine he could.
Yeah.
And certainly probably couldn't take some of the supplements and things that he was taking.
The juice.
I'm not even talking about the stuff he got suspended for. I'm talking about... I'm just talking about I would imagine you probably have to be really careful of what you put.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Thank God I've never had to deal with anything like that. But.
That would be a different, I see what you're saying. That'd be different.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
You'd have to be on something.
How could you not lose some?
Yeah.
I don't know how it's even possible. But
Everything's
I can't believe it's only been 4 months and
he's back.
Yeah,
like
just
wow.
like that. I didn't even think he would be back. Any chance that he would be back for WrestleMania, let alone a month.
Let
before.
Let alone before this close, and then
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Good little story.
Yeah.
And then there's more to it, but we just can't say it right now yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But.
Yeah. And another kind of cool thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. They're kind of showcasing the NXT boys. They had Aleister Black and Ricochet took on the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. Good match. Revival put on a good match. And first thing I said as soon as it was over,
that's why I'm laughing.
Aleister Black hit the Black Mass and gets the pin. Yeah. First thing I said was, well, what's up? And what's up for the Revival? They say they're going to leave. They put the belt on him. And then as soon as they put the belt on him, they bring up these two throw it together teams. I know DIY isn't a throw it together team, but
still,
story wise in the NXT for them to be together as a tag team,
yeah,
they beat the Revival, and then this week
Then they come back and get another loss.
Yeah, this week, Ricochet and Aleister Black, a total throw-it-together tag team.
Like who?
Go out and they beat the Revival.
They're together?
Yeah. So.
They're two individuals.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
And they just beat the Revival, the Raw Tag Team Champions. They just beat them.
You said you wanted to leave. No problem.
What you guys get for saying you wanted to leave.
Check this out.
They were probably so happy when they put the belt on. They're like, "Yeah, all right, it worked.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
We got our way.
Mission accomplished.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
We got to be tagged. We're gonna get our push.
Yeah.
We got to be champs.
We're gonna have control
and then now they've lost to two dudes that aren't even on the main roster. Last week and then again this week. At least DIY was Ciampa and Gargano.
Gargano, yeah, but still
used to be a tag team.
Still, it just came up first. Like,
Aleister Black.
Okay.
Right. Yep, you guys could beat the champs too.
Yeah,
come on up.
We'll show you.
Next thing they cut to on Raw was a Baron Corbin interview with, I believe it was Charlie, wasn't it, that did the interview backstage with Corbin? I think it was Charlie.
Oh, the cutie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that just signed with ESPN here recently.
Yes.
She was doing an interview with Baron Corbin, and I listened to as much as Baron Corbin as I have to. He was pretty much setting up a match with Roman Reigns, and Charlie brought up the whole thing that he had said on the night that Roman had his big announcement. I don't even honestly remember what it is that he had said, but they brought that up, and so.
Oh, when he announced that he had leukemia and all that.
Yeah, I can't remember what she said that he had said, but because frankly, I could give a rip, but.
He's all I could give a rip.
Anyway, they're setting up a Baron Corbin Roman Reigns match. I don't know if this is going to be Roman's kind of tune-up thing or
the setup to the stage,
or if they're going to do something with, because at the end of the show they had the whole thing with the group. Baron Corbin was in the group at the end, so with
Elias and
with Elias and Elias, Lashley.
There you go, Lashley.
McIntyre.
Yeah, that's the three.
So he's in that group, so.
Boo.
I don't know if they're setting something up with the Shield against that group, or if they're setting up just Roman and Baron Corbin. That part I'm not sure of. I just know they're setting something up between.
I don't get it.
And they're working on something.
Yeah, they're working hard on something.
Yeah. Speaking of Elias, the setup to the setup to the setup, he started to do his intro. He hit the chord, and first it was Lacey Evans that came out and interrupted, and they did the same thing that they've been doing with Lacey Evans, where they don't actually have her do anything. She just walks down the ramp, turns around and then walks right back up.
Well, I don't get it.
I don't understand what they're doing with her. I don't. First, they just had her standing around backstage, and she didn't say anything, and now she's walking out onto the ramp. So, I guess it's progress, right? They've moved her from the backstage area to at least to the ramp.
At least
they can't get her to the fucking ring, but
have her say something.
Something. Grab a mic. Something.
Like, don't just walk around and just wave.
And she does the whole body language thing where she's like speaking without speaking.
Yeah, speaking without speaking. Yeah, I speak without words.
I speak to you without the words. The language of love.
Whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, the next interruption to Elias was then Dean Ambrose. His music hit without the annoying air horn thing that they've got going on. I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it. So now, and Dean comes out, and all of a sudden, Dean is in full babyface mode. He's playing with the crowd. He's in good old classic Dean babyface mode.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing the same stuff with the crowd. He has the same reaction with the crowd. He's out there interrupting Elias.
Doing what Dean does.
He's doing what Dean does. And it's like, oh, okay, well, Dean's a babyface again. Just like that.
This is what we're going to do now.
Yeah, this is just what's going on here now, I guess.
This is the angle.
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I don't know. I hope he goes back to the Shield just one last time.
Especially if the rumor is true that
I really do.
That he's leaving.
Yeah.
If
Have it
that
one last
part
time.
is true, then that would be cool too.
And then pretty cool that, Roman's back too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, be more fitting. Be more of like a easier way to like bait him and be like, hey, let's just do this one last time.
Yeah. And have that be his last
let's just be
match in WWE. Could be WrestleMania, and because his contract runs out like a matter of it's like 3 or 4 days after, I think, WrestleMania.
That's crazy.
Or something like that.
That's crazy.
Which I'm sure they do on purpose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because then they just don't put them on Raw or SmackDown, and then they're done.
Yeah. Jesus, like
just
perfect
move on
10.
and bring the new guys up. Yeah, like Ty and
Dillinger.
Tommy. And
Oh yeah, Tommy. There's so many of them
here recently. Yeah,
it's like ridiculous. Anyway,
any hoot. Oh, then when Dean leaves, did you notice that they played his music with the air horn then?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, when he walked off, I had it in my little notes here. They played the air horns with.
I did not notice that.
But when he came out, they didn't. So I don't know.
See, I noticed that
somebody messed up.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I didn't notice. I just didn't figure like if they didn't play it from the first, the beginning of the intro.
I figured that was part of him doing the whole babyface turn thing. Was they get rid of the horns and.
I have to listen to that. I'm gonna have to watch that. I did not notice that.
Yeah, they switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, it makes you think that like someone screw up.
Yeah, who did they screw up? And which end did they screw up on then? Did they screw up on the end where they played it with or without? So who knows? Who knows what the hell they're doing? I don't even think they know what they're doing with Dean at this point.
Just do whatever.
He's leaving anyway.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Let's put him with Roman and Seth and get as much out of him as we can before he leaves.
That's the only way we can get away with it. Let's do it.
That'll work.
Get her done.
He'll come back eventually, maybe, right?
I just wasn't really impressed with this Raw. I just really wasn't.
The next match was one I really wasn't impressed with. Was the Riot Squad against Ronda Rousey and Natalya.
Yeah.
They started out the match. Natalya started out against, I can't even remember which member of Riot Squad she started out with, but they pretty much beat the hell out of her through 90% of the match. Cut off the ring, kept her on one side, did that whole thing. I don't know.
What got me was how it ended though too, with Ronda laying down the belt to Stephanie.
Right. So afterwards, Yeah. Well, Becky comes out of the crowd during the match. I don't mean to jump the gun, but Becky comes out of the crowd during the match and she attacks Natalya with crutch. Then
she gets arrested.
Ronda goes shit crazy and comes after Becky. Security comes out. They try to separate them. Can't separate them. Then the Atlanta Police Department come out and they arrest Becky because Triple H had said previously that if Becky tries that again, she's going to be arrested on the spot. Yeah. So that's exactly what they did. Cut and paste. Right, straight from the old Stone Cold Chronicles. Let's have Becky arrested. Haven't we done that before?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Not with a woman.
Have we done it before?
It'll be different.
Male or female?
Because female, the answer is no. Haven't done it at all.
Pretty sure we haven't done that yet.
Nope. Have we done it this century? No.
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
Nope. Not today.
No.
Shut your face.
Not in this decade, anyway. Not in this particular decade.
Speaking of decade, holy shit.
This whole incident happened a whole decade long, this whole segment. They come back from commercial and they're walking Natalya up the ramp. And Ronda is steaming. She finally turns around, does the about face, goes to the ramp. She's yelling into the mic and calls out Vince, says basically, get your ass out here to the boss.
Right.
Which ain't going to go over too well.
No, that's not probably the best
not
idea.
going to work out for you. Yeah. So Stephanie's music hits instead. Then she comes down the old ramp and says, hey, what are you doing here? Like, this isn't going to work for you. Your opponent is Charlotte, and
nothing you can do about it.
You can want to fight Becky all you want, but your opponent at WrestleMania is going to be Charlotte Flair. And that's when Ronda laid the belt out and said, you need to fix this. You need to put. She slipped up and said, you need to have a triple threat. She said, you need to have a match between me, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. Yeah. And that was the first time that there's been any mention whatsoever
about a triple
other
threat.
Than the rumors that you read. That's the first mention of the three of them together in a match, and I think she slipped up there. I don't think she was supposed to say that.
I don't think she was supposed to either.
I also don't think that she was supposed to call Becky what'd she call her, a ginger douche. A cuffed ginger douche. Yeah. I don't think she was supposed to say that either.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't.
I don't think that was in the
something
script.
That you can say. Yeah, it wasn't in the script.
That was off the cuff there.
Yeah.
So
probably not a good idea.
Yeah, not going to work. So nobody knows what's going on with Ronda now. Did Ronda just quit? Did she leave? Did she relinquish her title?
Right. What is that?
Is she no longer in the match?
What is going on?
What's
I don't
going
know.
on with that?
There's so many angles to that. It's hard to like just like, all right, just tell us.
It seems like they're setting up the triple threat match, and like I had said, that was the first
very well could be
actual mention of it, and I don't think it was intentional, but
the slip.
But that's the whole thing is, well, what's going on now?
Well, that'd make sense. I mean, you'd have to get all of them somehow involved. You know what I mean? So why not have a triple threat?
Yeah.
That'd be entertaining.
WrestleMania is coming up really fast.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm down with that. Someone slipped. Someone slipped.
Someone messed it. Jinder Mahal then did an in-ring promo where he tried to talk shit on Ric Flair on Ric's 70th birthday show. So, of course, somebody had to come out and save the good name of Ric, and that man was Kurt Angle. He came out dressed for a fight in his wrestling gear. And so they had a match. That was all the setup they had. That was it. They just played Kurt's music. He came out. They came back from break, and there was a match. So Kurt Angle ended up getting Jinder Mahal in the ankle lock and tapped out the former WWE
pretty quick too,
champion.
Huh?
Pretty quick.
He slapped it pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
He was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
But it was just kind of
Kurt Angle's back, I suppose.
That's why I'm laughing for like the 12th time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. But, everything's different now, Steve.
What's that?
There's going to be a whole new era of WWE.
There's going to be a lot of changes.
Lots of changes. Lots of new stuff.
A lot of new stuff.
Lots of
a lot
new
of changes.
Things,
we
like
promise you.
Jinder against Kurt Angle, for example. Fresh and new. At least they brought the guys up from NXT. That part was cool. Like that, I like this whole showcasing thing that they've been doing. I kind of get the impression now, though, that they're going to just bring up Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Or it could be just a way of like, say, hey, look, see, things are changing. We are doing something different. Look, see. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, yeah, but no.
Yes and no.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. Well, Ciampa's still the NXT champ. Gargano lost his title, so he can come over. But I mean,
is that the thing now? They're going to cross it?
Yeah, or they do some crossover kind of stuff, which I would be all for that if they went that route. If they just decided that they wanted to bring up some NXT guys here and there and have them have some matches and.
Well, ordinarily see guys that you wouldn't see on the reg or whatever. Yeah,
you could even put them in a storyline and have them have a pay-per-view.
Absolutely, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'd be totally fine with that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. Actually, a couple of the matchups that you could put together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like that would eliminate the problem of having to bring guys up too.
Well, it showcases your products a lot better.
The main roster would. Yeah. They brought up Sanity, and we've seen him how many times?
Oh God!
Like Eric Young's breaking guys in now. He brought Ricochet in. Come on, in a singles match, not as Sanity. They came out as Sanity anyway.
Yeah. Whatever.
So that would eliminate that issue of bringing guys up and you really don't have any room for them. You can just have him part of the program and keep him in NXT from a week to week might actually be a pretty decent little solution.
Decent. Yeah, I was gonna say that would be somewhat of a decent type of,
bad.
Yeah. I like that.
Speaking of something that wasn't too bad, it was the moment of bliss. Actually, it was bad. It was terrible. How is it that Alexa Bliss is so good in terms of her personality, like in her promos and even in ring? When she walks down the damn ramp, she has personality. Yeah. But then she does the moment of bliss, and they're always just a fucking train wreck.
I don't know. Maybe the writer.
I guess, yeah, it's just more, or a different writer, maybe, or
it makes you think like maybe
it's always so bad, and it's never
she does her own character, but then on there, someone else is doing hers. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Whenever it's just like, it's obviously not her, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe it's a writer or something, because you got two different people.
Bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. She made some comment on how Finn's belt covers his abs, and she starts to say, she said, "I'll show you if you show me your abs, I'll show you my," and then
that's when the music hit.
Yeah, right? That's when Lio Rush's music hit, and he came out, and Corey Graves on commentary says, "No,
what are you doing? Get out of here! Get out of here! We're about to What are we going to see? What are we going to see?" That was so funny.
Yeah, it was good. That part was good. The rest of the moment of bliss and every other moment of bliss that they seemingly have, I don't get it. Like you said, it must be just a different writer, and
I don't get it either. It just
doesn't work.
It's just like, I was just saying, it just does not have no connection whatsoever. Like, it's night and day. Totally like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. The third hour, this was kind of a long. You're right. It was kind of a long Raw. I forgot to say, Lio Rush, when he came out and interrupted, he said that Lashley should be the Intercontinental Champion, and that Finn Balor shouldn't even be the champ, and he challenged Finn to a match, and if he won, then Lashley would get an Intercontinental title.
Yeah, it's like, huh? Why would it matter for who? What have you done? Like,
yeah. So, I still say Lashley deserves a rematch. Wouldn't you think? He still didn't lose in the match. Yes, his team
but they're all making it about Rush now and not about Bobby. Yeah. So
it's like they're moving Bobby on to something else.
Yeah,
but then after this whole thing, after the match, well, we're not there yet, but Leo ends up facing Finn for this chance for Bobby Lashley. Of course, Leo loses. It was a really good match. He put up much more of a fight than I think.
You know what he did? He did. But still, at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like,
but yeah.
So
and then Bobby Lashley's backstage, and he's ripping Leo a new one, saying you had one job, you were supposed to go out there and do it,
and you couldn't
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Boo.
So, more heat between Leo
and they're splitting. You feel it.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, you feel it.
And they've split, kind of, sort of, haven't.
Well, you seen Bobby fucking slam him on the mat.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of that one match when he lost.
Then they ended up right back together.
Yeah. And then here they are again. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of Bobby Lashley, the third hour started out with a match between Bobby and Braun Strowman.
Oh.
So, more fresh and new for you folks. Here's Bobby Lashley taking on Braun Strowman. And then there wasn't a match. Then it never fucking happened.
It never happened. Yeah.
What are they? And that's the way they start out their third hour. That's how you're gonna start your big final push, your big sprint to the finish. Is you're gonna have.
You should have seen your facial expression.
A non-match.
When you looked at me, he was like, "Was that an official match?" I'm like, "No, dude." I was like,
I had to rewind it to see if the bell rang.
It's like, you didn't even start the match yet.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, that's it.
That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on.
Oh my god. All right.
Not that I was looking forward to Bobby Lashley taking on Braun Strowman, but
that's how, like, that's it.
at
There's
least
not
have
even
the
a
match.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Boo.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a weird way to start the third hour.
Yeah,
It's-
it certainly was.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway.
whatever. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. So the new babyface, Mr. Dean Ambrose, then took on Lashley's buddy Drew McIntyre. Yeah,
That was
Dean's in full babyface mode.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, just they turned him to take on Seth, and he had the whole slay the beast thing
Well,
that he
he's-
said to Seth, and then he had the awkward thing backstage where he's like, "Hey, where were you back there? Like, you should have had my back." And Seth kind of looked at him like, "What is wrong with you?"
He's
And
starting.
then now he's a babyface again.
To me, he's starting maybe to form that character as a lone wolf. You know what I mean? That just can't be around a pack.
Yeah,
You know what I
without
mean?
biting.
Yeah, and so I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing.
Just
I don't think they know what they're doing.
I don't either.
I really don't. We can sit and guess and try to figure out what it is that they're going for, but I really don't know that they know what to do with him.
Well, he's out the door, so
yeah,
I mean,
and I
you
think
can't really
that's kind
start
of their
anything.
attitude is they're
Yeah.
gonna. We had said this, so the night ended with this match ended with. This was a no disqualification match too. That was the other
Right,
thing.
no DQ.
So they put Dean in a no DQ match with Drew McIntyre. So
Yeah.
anyway, the match ended with Elias getting involved because he's getting back at Dean for interrupting him apparently. And Elias, who was a babyface and now has turned heel in the same amount of time that Dean was.
Right.
So they've kind of flip-flopped. And he hits Dean in the back with the guitar and then throws Dean into the ring. Dean eats a Claymore kick, I think, from Drew, and then Drew picks up the win. After the match, Bobby Lashley and Barron Corbin and Drew McIntyre, and then now
That's
their
where they started their form.
new
their
buddy Elias start to stomp Dean. They're putting the boots to him, and who else would come out to save the day but the Shield, of course.
Absolutely.
So Roman
They
gets
come
a
save the
little
day.
in-the-ring action going on. First time in 4 months since Roman's
And he did it too.
been in ring, and he went out there and he did it and worked up a little sweat, and
Knocked 2 punches out.
yeah, he had threw a few Superman punches
Yeah,
and
knocked 2
did
Superman
his
punches
Roman
out.
thing and hit a spear too. Yeah, it was
good.
It was good to see him. Yeah, it was good to see him out there.
Get that blood flowing again, right?
I've never been the biggest Roman guy, but
It's hard not to go for him, though.
it's hard not to. Yeah,
Yeah, you
absolutely.
can't.
Absolutely. Yeah, you
Can't.
have to now, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah. So Seth came out, and as they then they walked up the ramp, and they kind of looked back at the ring, and they left Dean in the ring after. So the Shield come out to make the save. They do the thing.
Didn't even say anything. about it, yeah.
Roman and Seth stand tall while Dean's still laying on the ground. They just bounce, go up the ramp. When they're at the top of the ramp,
Like, see you later.
they look back at the ring and look at Dean, and Dean kind of gives it that half smirk. And
Yeah. Like, you crazy sons.
it was a fun
yeah.
little. It was cool.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it as it was happening. I think they're angling to put the Shield together one more time at WrestleMania.
You can't-
give it one more bang before Dean leaves.
You cannot think but to think that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't help to think that.
Mhm.
You know?
Just one more match.
Just one more.
Yeah.
You know? Then c'est la vie.
And they can use Fastlane to set it up. And they've still got one more pay-per-view to...
I love that little commercial.
It's such a garbage pay-per-view, though. Like, they never do shit on there.
No, it's a Monday Night Raw all over again.
Exactly. You might as well just add an hour to Monday
Just
Night
wait.
Raw.
Just wait and watch it tomorrow night. It's going to be the same thing. You'll see their bruises and marks. You'll see it. So it's just going to be the same thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Boo.
So they've still got one more pay-per-view, though, that they can use to set up some sort of Dean getting back with the Shield thing. So I wouldn't mind it, I guess. Like you said, one more last little
Why not?
hoorah, and
Why not?
yeah,
Get the boys back together and,
one more time.
ruffle the feathers
One
up.
for the
and-
road.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Word.
Word 'em up.
Bada bing bing choo.
So WWE created the Women's Tag Team Championship. Then 2 weeks into having new Women's Tag Team Champions, they had the Tag Team Champion, Bayley, have a single match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Boo. You weren't too thrilled about that.
But they'll throw together Ronda and Natalya to take on the Riot Squad.
But do this.
But they won't put the tag team champion in a match with her tag team partner.
You know, I hope it's an NXTers. You know,
that would be the next.
You know,
up
maybe that's why they're holding it off. I don't know. I hope it's a new upcomers.
I think they're going to have some kind of rivalry with, because Bayley took on Nia Jax. So,
well,
but that of course Sasha came out with Bayley.
That seems to be the theme lately. Is that NXTers seems to be the theme. So maybe this is the time they're doing their change because it's early. Because it's like how you say, you know, after WrestleMania, that's when they bring in. They
always bring in the new blood anyway. Yeah.
I hope that's the case, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a change. You know?
I was really not into this match at all. Like, not even a little bit.
No.
And I think it was probably because I was just sour over the whole tag team thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
like, why don't you have your champion in a tag team? You don't have your tag team champion in a tag team match.
Why not? Why not? Exactly.
Why? You've been setting this shit up for months.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Anyway. They closed out the big program with the 70th birthday of Ric Flair.
Woo!
All through the night they had showed interviews with people talking about Rick, wishing him happy birthday and all that.
Yeah,
that
sort
was
of pretty
thing.
cool.
And yeah, it was cool to see some of the guys you grew up watching, and it was had a couple of guys on there that were pretty neat.
Yeah.
Neato.
He says neato.
And they showed backstage. They showed Stephanie and Trips. They showed them walking.
Trips.
My homeboy Trips. Yeah, that's what I like to call him. We're pretty tight like that. So anyway, me and my homeboy Trips, he's walking with his old lady down to the ring, and he had the whole locker room back behind him. And they were all going to walk out to wish Rick a big old 70th happy birthday.
Not tonight.
They only introduced, though.
Not tonight.
They only introduced four individuals, which were Shawn Michaels was first, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Kurt Angle, and then Sting was the last person that they introed to come down to the ring. They were all going to congratulate Ric Flair in the ring while the rest of the roster stood up at the top of the ramp. And then I believe it was Stephanie threw it to Triple H, right? And Triple H said, and here is the Hall of Famer, Ric Flair, my buddy Ric Flair. Happy 70th.
Because they're all waiting.
And everybody's kind of standing around clapping.
Where is he at? You can see down the hallway and nothing, you know, it's like, where's he at?
Then they cut to backstage, and the big surprise of the night, Batista is stomping around backstage. He kicks in Ric Flair's dressing room door and
beats the shit out of him, apparently.
Beats the hell out of Rick, apparently. He shuts the dressing room door. You can hear some banging and stomping going on inside. And then
he drug him out.
Batista drug Rick out by the shirt collar, or by the jacket.
Yeah.
And got the super tight close-up and said, hey, Hunter, do I have your attention now?
I got your attention now.
Do I have your attention now, Hunter?
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so, yet another.
That was pretty good. I like the ending of that.
It seems to me like Raw does they're doing a lot of setting up for WrestleMania.
Well, I hope so.
And SmackDown really hasn't done a lot. They just announced last week on SmackDown that they were going to have the title match between Kofi and DB at Fastlane.
At Fastlane, that's right.
So they're promoting Fastlane on the next pay-per-view on SmackDown.
They're setting up for WrestleMania.
They're setting up for WrestleMania. They're like, we don't even give a shit about it.
Who cares about this one?
Who really cares, honestly?
Just watch Raw the next day. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
And tune in for WrestleMania.
You ain't missing anything.
If you sign up for the WWE Network now, you can get WrestleMania for free.
It's only $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
It's a hot buy.
It's a hot buy. Come and get it,
Come
folks.
on down, folks.
Come and get it.
Come on down to WWE Network.
Don't forget to stop by a WWE shop and pick you up a T-shirt.
You buy one, get one half off.
But the shipping on it's $27 and it's made out of a towel. An itchy towel. As 90% of my wardrobe is WWE tees.
Oh, you said towels.
No, I did. But the cotton on them is fucking terrible. It's like a canopy. Cut up a canopy and made a T-shirt out of it.
An old hammock.
Yeah, exactly. So, another WrestleMania match set up. We've got a couple of them starting to brew. Woo. And then SmackDown will catch up eventually, I suppose. I wonder what they're going to do with...
We'll eventually get the memo.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with the whole Kofi and... Anyway,
I don't know.
That's for another day. We'll talk about that tomorrow, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you listening.
Word.
Thanks for sticking with us. If you could, please click subscribe down below. Don't forget to click that little notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff. We promise we'll post some new stuff here. It's going to be a whole new Stephen J. show. You're going to be the authority. Thank you guys for listening. Love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Stephen J. Show. Please visit us at patreon.com/Stephen J. Show. Any dollar amount, big or small, truly helps. Thank you for your contributions.
I'm never stopping, I'm always popping this microphone and I'm dropping this heat and I'm never stopping. It's about action, we making moves, we actually be making plays. When we step to the microphone, we kill the same day. Stephen J, what's up? We about to cruise. Y'all sleeping on a snooze. Wake up, cause it's the crew.